Oh, look who it is. Been a while, right? Again. Well, I did it again. I moved. So Costa Rica is somewhere, some direction. I don't know. I'm not there anymore. Now I'm in Mexico. And it's been a while. I don't know exactly how long, 6 months, 9 months. We're here. Apologize for the lack of uploads. A lot of interesting things happened. Took me a while to really compartmentalize, a pair of socks in my hand, but took me a while to really compartmentalize my thoughts and figure out exactly what I wanted to say before I moved on to the next thing. But we're here. We're here. I lived in a small town outside of San Jose called Ciudad Colón. It was about 30 minutes southwest of the city, or sometimes a lot longer than that depending on traffic. It could be anywhere up to an hour or sometimes even an hour and a half. It really reminded me of my old hometown back in Ontario. Small, not very developed, low population. There was one street in and out of the town. It was that real old school vibe. I remember the day I got out of the cab and I just looked around at everything, thinking to myself, this is a really awesome place. And I'm really happy that I landed here, of all places, whether that was my own decision or some form of God influencing me to go there. I don't know exactly how I ended up there, but I ended up in the perfect place that I needed to be for that time. I had a lot of good experiences in Costa Rica. I really did. I had a great time. There were so many awesome moments, from the local waterfall that I went down to visit, to the beautiful, serene sunshine that was out there for the first 6 months I was there. And I just happened to live in this small little offshoot of town, right at the end of town, where you had to go down a long hill and you were essentially in the forest, but not fully the forest, not the actual jungle, but it was down a dirt road, off the main road. And most cars wouldn't even go down there because the hill was so steep that a lot of the time they thought they would get stuck and they wouldn't be able to get back up. I used to walk through the field when I would leave there, and every day I was just surrounded by valleys of hills, lush, green, gigantic, beautiful hills. And I said it in my last video that pictures don't really do it justice. Even videos don't necessarily do it justice. It really is something you have to experience for yourself. The landscape brings about a feeling of majesty that I'm just not used to seeing. And I'm from Canada. Canada does have a lot of cool places. If you go further north, there's beautiful country and beautiful landscapes, but this was just different. There was a magical feel to the country, and it's very easy to understand why so many people hold it in such a high regard. You get it. As soon as you get in there, you get it. You feel it and you understand it. And it really is a beautiful place in so many different ways. It's beautiful, and I'm just really happy I was there. I'm really happy I took the plunge, and I'm really happy I did something that most people just don't have the stones to do. And that's not a knock on anybody. I think a lot of people want to do things like that, but it's just scary. It's nerve-wracking, it's uncertain, and a lot of people, they just don't have the ability to do it. They have families, they have homes. I was very fortunate that I did it at a time where, thankfully, I'm not married yet, I don't have kids yet, even though I want those things. I have the opportunity to explore areas of life that I might not have later. So I guess you could say it was as good a time as any. There was a lot of crazy things that happened there too. A lot of crazy things. From the giant insects, spiders hanging on your wall, spiders crawling out your front door, giant snakes about to attack cats, and the cats don't have any concept of maybe this isn't a good idea to fight the snake. Giant cicadas flying into your apartment at 10 o'clock at night when it's pitch black and all you hear is a like a rocket. Just really wild, interesting things.
So we're out here in San Jose. My boy John's about to throw this guy down the street. This free bag of food.
And nachos.
We got some nachos and some
fajita.
Fajita.
Fajita and a taco.
Taco.
Taco to the guy down here.
Let's throw
He's
this,
asking for food.
throw this man
Comida.
some food.
Here it goes. I just said comida, which means food. Look, he's got his hat. He's got. Look at it. He's got a cup on his head. That's pretty talented.
Yeah, it's not dropping. That's a. Yeah,
Here you go. Here goes number one.
Throw the food. There you go. All right. So there goes the chips.
Okay, let's see what he does.
What's he doing now?
He's getting it. He's begging it. He's doing a ceremonial dance to God. Just dropped him off some food. He's doing a ceremonial dance.
Yeah.
Before he touches the food.
Okay. We got
There he
some
goes.
break dancing. There we go.
He's
There
getting
we
the
go.
bag like a little monk.
I think he was praying to Jesus there.
Okay, thank you, Jesus. Let's see what he gets.
All right, cut back on the head. Good to go.
Good to go.
I'm astounded by how well that cup is staying on his head,
He's pretty
man.
talented. Talented. Look at him. Dang.
Hey,
damn.
there we go.
Michael Jackson.
All right, give him the fajita. Give him the fajita. Senor, fajita.
Señor, fajita.
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 Dude. Money.
Comida.
Dang, he's dancing pretty good.
Yeah, this is, I guess you don't really see this in Toronto. Well, you might. I don't know.
There's also a lot of challenges as well. I can honestly say now that after this much time away and I've been able to collect my thoughts and really organize things and compartmentalize my experiences, it was one of the hardest times of my life. One of the most eye-opening and experiential times, much of it positive, but also incredibly difficult and incredibly challenging.
All right, so just woke up. It's raining. It's been raining for 18 hours straight, if you can hear it in the background. Just fine. It's kind of a soothing sound, but I woke up at 4:45 this morning. I got woken up, I should say, at 4:45 this morning. My random tiny asshole dog of my neighbors, and they decided to not do anything about this dog. So it barked for, I don't know, probably 10-15 minutes straight, and they just didn't do anything. Yeah, and it's so far beyond disrespectful at this point, it's just almost comical. These people just don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit about your sleep or your whatever, happiness, environment, respect, I don't know what to call it, but whatever it is, they don't give a shit about it. And, the dog went off at, I don't know, probably 6 o'clock. I don't really know what time it was. Well, I woke up probably 5 times in 2 hours. It's pretty much been this way for the past 6 weeks now, I would say. Yeah, this is where we're at, man. Stuff out here, but still grateful.
I say this for people to be aware that although the grass itself might be greener sometimes, and it is really green in Costa Rica, it's just not always better. There was a lot of problems there, from cultural differences or disparities between the way I think and the way certain people think, to the way certain people behave. I had a particular experience with a lady who was quite literally crazy. And I won't get into the details of it because it's gone now and it's done, but It was such a bizarre experience seeing somebody stand in front of you in their mid-50s saying, "Come on, hit me." Almost like I was in a clown world or like a clown version of reality. I'm telling you this because one of the biggest eye-openers for me when I was out there was people are always going to be people. No matter where you land, where you end up, or where you think it's going to be different in the world, people are still people. You have smart people, you have dumb people, you have strange people, you have awesome people, you have not so awesome people, and you have good people, and you have bad people. And I know this sounds obvious when you just say it from the outset, but I think a lot of people misconstrue the idea that if I go to a different part of the world, especially a part of the world that's renowned for being happy and loving and great all around, that I'm only going to have those experiences. And the reality is, it's just not true. It's something you don't usually think about. You just hear the good things, you assume the good things are going to always be there and always be consistent, and then you operate out of that mentality right from the beginning. It can be a little defeating when you realize that's not the case. And I don't want to spend too much time on this topic because this is meant to be a positive thing, and I'm not trying to throw a bunch of negative stuff out into the ether for you to watch, but it's something that you need to think about. It's something that's really, really important. If you are thinking about traveling to a different part of the world, you'll have a honeymoon period. It's like a relationship. You'll have a great period where everything's super blissful and even anything that goes wrong is not really a big deal. But then that honeymoon period will end and you'll still appreciate what you're doing. You'll still appreciate all the things that are happening there, but you'll realize that the problems are now yours to adopt as well. So all in all, what would I say about it? How would I rate it? How would I sum this up? Amazing, fun, scary, difficult. Pretty much take any negative and positive word you can think of and stick them together, and it was somewhere right down the middle. For every good thing that happened, I can honestly say there was a challenge that came with it. Again, grateful for all of it, but it's not easy. It's not easy to just pack up shop and leave. And so I guess my message to anybody that's thinking about it is, I would suggest you absolutely give it a shot, as long as you weigh everything out before you go. Is this what I want to do? Do I want to experience these challenges? Do I want to become sharper? Do I want to get hardened? Because it will harden you, and it will change the way you think and the way you operate, because you'll realize that the rest of the world is still the rest of the world, good and bad. And it's the type of thing where, like anything else in your life that you've achieved that means something, you didn't get it easily. I don't even know who you are personally watching this, but what I know for sure is that whatever you have that means anything to you, you had to work for it. And moving to a different part of the world and setting up base there is very similar in the sense that you will gain a tremendous amount of life experience, memories, feelings of gratitude and beauty and awesomeness. But you earn them. Some of them come easier than others, but you earn it, especially if it's in a part of the world that doesn't have your native language. So would I recommend it? Yes. Would I do it again? Yeah. That's why I'm here in Mexico, which we'll talk about, just not now. Make sure you think these things through, because it's not just as simple as I'm just gonna hop on a plane and go do this. On paper it is, but after that honeymoon phase ends, it's interesting, but in a good way.